welcome back to Hertha Hero with Hertha Berlin on Football Manager 2020 with me, Foggy Plays. Today we are taking on AC Milan away at the San Siro in what is going to be the fourth game of the group stage. We've been quite good so far, it has to be said. Undefeated in the Champions League. We're doing very nicely indeed. League form has been a bit hit or miss, it has to be said. We're sitting in third. Doesn't sound terrible. Some of the results we've had have been questionable, to say the least. We did get through the second round of the Pokal. We're going to be playing Borussia Mönchengladbach in the third round. We've had a bit of an injury issue as well. I have a little conversation about that in just a moment. Since the last episode, when we beat Man United unexpectedly in the Champions League, we went and beat Schalke 3-1. Gavardal, Caio Jorge and Gnotto all scoring goals for us in that game. Then against Leipzig, Carlos Mina and Caio Jorge both scoring just before halftime after Leipzig had taken the lead. Velasco got sent off unnecessarily, it has to be said. Stupid sending off. But, you know, that's what happens when you give a player a new contract. They just get sent off for 2 yellow cards that made no sense. And then Brown got himself injured as well, which wasn't great because we were down to 10 men. Brown came on as the last substitution we made and then went off a couple of minutes later with an injury. He's still not fit. Then against AC Milan, 3-0 the previous Champions League game. Velasco scored a goal and Caio Jorge got himself a nice little brace. Then we went to Mainz and we got 6-2. Oh, it was not good. Yeah, not good. So we had Gentile's own goal was disappointing. We were 4-0 down at halftime, and then I think in the 57th minute we made 3 substitutions, brought on Nets, Bodu and Esposito, because as you can see Alexander Michael played at 5.9, so I got annoyed with him, took him off, just made a bunch of changes. A couple of minutes later my centre-back picked up a knock and we didn't have a centre-back that could take his position on the pitch, so we went to one centre-back, which was fantastic. You know, it's exactly what you want. We ended up scoring 2 goals regardless, so it was an ultimate win. Then against Firth we played heavily rotated side, beat them 2-0. Gavardal and Esposito both scoring. Esposito has been out of form recently. When did Esposito last score? He hadn't scored since Slavia Prague in September. It's just been one of those times. And we just beat Stuttgart 3 days ago, 3-1 in the league. Caio Jorge with a brace and Velasco scored another. Velasco did pick up a little bit of a knock. So, you know, it's been, like I said, we've had quite the injury concern at the moment. So much so that we have Ansis on the bench. Doesn't have a squad number because he's the only other centre-back we have at the club that isn't currently injured. So for the starting 11 for this game, we have Bingham in goal, Alec and Nets as our wide defenders, wing-backs is the word. Smirnov playing because, you know, as I said, don't really have any centre-backs, with Gavardal alongside him. Billy Gilmore and Arne Meyer are starting in central midfield. Mina and Jonathan David as our wingers. Jonathan David hasn't really played many games so far this year. As you can see, average rating isn't great. We're actually not going to play him. We're going to bring on Bodu. Bodu is going to play on the left. Caio Jorge and Esposito are going to play up front. They have 22 goals this season. That makes it sound like they're having a good season. They're really not. Ducouré, Verbelski, Ansis, Michael, Bays, Jonathan David and Gnotto all sitting on the bench. As you can see, lots of injuries. So Rios Novos picked up an injury. Gentile's injured. Cuscander's unavailable because he played for the under-19s today. Didn't realise he was available to play for them. Giorgio is still injured. Lvly has an injury. He's not back yet. Technically he could play. I'm not going to risk him because he's one of our best midfielders. Zach is suspended. Velasco is injured, as is Brown. So we're definitely in a situation where we need some extra players. And it says you can have number 43. Why not? Don't think he's going to play too many games. He's not the best centre-back we have at the club, it's safe to say. Smirnov, not the best player we have at the club. So I'm kind of regretting letting Torunariga go away on loan because with this injury worry. But at the same time, who could have seen this coming? Yeah, do it for the media. Media love you. And everyone is delighted. So let's go. Get the win, which would guarantee qualification to the next round of the Champions League, I think. Arne Meyer, as you can see, is playing as a box-to-box midfield. Kai George, wanted by Man United. They're talking about £160 million offer from him, or for him. But Arne Meyer's playing as a box-to-box, but that pass was beautiful. Kai George picks it up, runs it past two players, and then just slides it past the keeper. We are 1 up, 5 minutes in, away from home. Del Rossen is playing as a winger today for AC Milan, which, you know, we know how good he is. And thankfully, American international Bingham gets a hand to it, puts it behind Del Rossen to take the corner. Cortez thankfully heads that one high. So, who else have... Yeah, Alec with the throw. Esposito doesn't get it, but Billy Gilmore picks it up. Back to Alec. Gilmore. Penalty? No. Del Rossen gets dispossessed by Smirnov doing bits. Luka Netz, Arne Meyer, Gilmore. We have agreed to sign an Icelandic striker as well. I won't show him to you until January because that was a terrible tackle by who's number 14? Mina. Carlos Mina's number 14. What is their keeper doing all the way out? What? Their keeper is so far forward. They must have him as like a sweeper keeper on attack. Yes, Carlos Mina gave away a penalty. So is it Kessie? Yeah, I was going to say Kessie's quite good at penalties, and he put Bingham the wrong way. So 16 minutes in, well, almost 17 minutes. We are 1-1 at the San Siro. Don't watch against a penalty. Everyone knows it either goes in or it doesn't. So Smirnov, Garvidal, back to Bingham, who is playing as a sweeper keeper on defend because his eccentricity isn't very good. Nets just about keeps it in. Arne Meyer gets it forward. Can Esposito get there? He doesn't. You think Esposito and Gnotto would be two strikers that would definitely want to be doing the business against AC Milan, having both come from Inter. So, you know, coming from a rival club, playing against AC Milan, you'd want to smash them. Kai George picks up the ball, but nothing comes of it. They want us to play a shorter game. I've noticed recently when we play the more direct style of play, we're not getting... Sometimes, depends who we're playing against, we do struggle a little bit. So maybe it is a case we just go straight to short passing from now. Garvidal heads just over the bar with that throw. But I'm thinking we need to make some maybe slight tactical tweaks. But we'll look into that more when we have our dip later in the season, because it's going to happen. It always happens. I know we've already lost like 3 league games this year, but I don't think we're that bad yet that we need to consider making major tweaks. Carlos Mina just puts that one wide. That would have been quite the goal. Luka Netz, looking at his average rating, is having a bit of a poor game today. Bingham gets it to Billy Gilmore. Beautifully weighted past to Mina. Beautifully weighted past to Esposito. And he's only gone and got his 13th of the season. Smirnov's after picking up a booking as well. Delightful. I am enjoying the aggression from our players. I think Luca Biafore probably would have been starting a lot of these games if we hadn't sent him out on loan as well. So there's, you look at it now and kind of go, maybe we shouldn't have sent so many of our players out on loan, which I do agree with. I do regret some of the decisions we've made, but it's one of these things. You can't tell you're going to have injury concerns you know, just every now and again something happens. Players get injured, suspended, especially with the amount of bookings we pick up. I do generally tell the players to, you know, get stuck in, push, you know, aggressive players. So we do pick up a lot of bookings. I'm well aware of that. That's not something I'm intending on changing. I do prefer my players to be committed to the tackle. So it is just the way I set up my players. Boadu is having a bit of a... The majority of my front line is playing well. Boadu, not so much. So we'll give him... we're going to make changes now, because we might as well. Boadu is going to come off for Jonathan David. It's going to be a straight swap. Luka Netz can come off for... I'm training Rodolfo Baez to play there. So we're just going to set him to be... to complete wing back and attack. I know we're only one goal up. Probably shouldn't be doing that. But that is what we are going to do. We're going to save those. And Esposito's free kick just pushed wide by the keeper. Man United are 6 up against Slavia Prague. Oh my god. I do miss Jorginho and his free kicks. Esposito manages to pick up the loose ball. Jonathan David tries to Rabona it across and gets blocked by one of their defenders. Garvidal almost catches the keeper flat-footed. We're going to throw a bit of praise at the players. Hopefully that will stop us from conceding. 3 minutes left. We're going to make our final substitution. It's going to be Smirnov. We're going to bring on Anisis. Don't know how to pronounce, but he's going to make his debut in a 2-1 victory against AC Milan. And as previously said, we have guaranteed 12 points after 4 games. We're going through. That was really special, lads. Nobody expected it. Arne Meyer, man of the match. Of course he was. Arne Meyer is a god among men. If you don't believe me, just pick him. Get him into your team. He is amazing. The man is fantastic. We are into the next round. We've made some money. Arne Meyer, man of the match. Superb. Get in there. You need a pay rise. He's only on 44,000 a week. That's chump change, my friends. Chump change indeed. So we are guaranteed to go into the next round. Not much point in us showing anymore, or either of the remaining 2 group games, because we're going to smash Slavia Prague. Man United at home means nothing. So I think we come back for Borussia Dortmund in December. That sounds like a good idea. I like it. Thank you very much for... that's a good one. I like it. Alright, so we're going to come back for Borussia Dortmund in the next episode. We are sitting 3rd in the league, 3 points behind Bayern Munich and Mainz. And Ingolstadt are bottom of the league with 5. At one point there was 1 point. I think it was 1 point separating the top 9 or something like that. It was like top 9 were separated by like 2 points, maybe a point. So the league this season has been a bit mental, and it's going well-ish. You know, Kai George top scorer again, so hopefully he doesn't pick up another major injury. Tonali has the highest average rating. Sergio Gomez was 7.72 in second. Is that Chelsea's William? No, it's a different. It's William, not Willian. So yeah, like I said, Borussia Dortmund in the next episode, they are currently sitting in 8th. They're having a bit of a weird season again. Leipzig are having a poor season as well, down 12th. But the last time they had a poor start to the season, they won the fucking league. So, you know, weird things happen. So, if you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share with all of your friends. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!